you are somebody who is a consultant for officiating, correct, at the collegiate level?
Yes.
I despise targeting with every fiber of my being, with the white hot of 1,000 suns. And the reason why is it's so inconsistent. Like, what is targeting? Like, what can you tell me is targeting, Dean?
So targeting, and I think the rule, I want to preface this by saying the rule has done a good job. I think the rule accomplished what it was meant to accomplish up until this point, getting the real flagrant, egregious hits out of the game. And I think everybody has adjusted. You don't see, in today's game, you don't see those types of flagrant hits that you saw 20 years ago before the rule. So I think the rule has done a great job up until this point. It's what it is. It's either lowering your head and attacking with the crown of the helmet, the very top of the helmet. Think spearing, right? Think what we all, growing up playing football, whatever it was, spearing, that is one type of targeting, and that would apply to anybody, a ball carrier, a defenseless player. Then you have the defenseless player version of the rule, which is leading with the head, the shoulder, the forearm to make forcible contact to the head neck area of a defenseless player. So that's the rule book definition. But I agree, it hasn't always been officiated consistently. And I think the angst, though, around this rule, the real issue with the rule right now, I believe, is the penalty. I think it's the disqualification. I think it's the carryover. If these were just 15-yard penalties, not that those don't matter, they do, but I don't think this would be as hot a topic if it didn't have this carryover. And I think, my personal opinion, I think it's time to rethink that penalty part of it, because players have adjusted, coaches have adjusted, and the rule has done a great job making the game safer.
Two things I also don't like. One is that replay can put a flag on the field for it. Infuriating. Absolutely infuriating. So if it's not called live, guess what? We're going to do, like, again, we showed the Michigan-New Mexico moment that obviously inflamed me because I'm passionate about Michigan football. Of course. That we're taking a look to see whether the ball was still in control by the quarterback based on a sack forced fumble and recovery for a touchdown.
And then, by the
way, not only is it not a touchdown, which, by the way, it wasn't, we're going to eject the kid for sacking him for targeting. And there's a difference between for targeting on sacks of quarterbacks. Yes, the defender's targeting the quarterback.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like, that's called
his
football.
Job. It's their job.
You know what I mean? Like, he is targeting the quarterback because that's, the job of a defensive player, to sack the quarterback, to target him. Yep. It might be roughing. It might be the definition of helmet meets helmet. That's not targeting, man. That's not an ejectionable offense.
You're spot on. You're spot on, because it's a high hit. And I think everybody would be comfortable if you say, you know what, you got to lower the target zone. It's roughing the passer. But it's not. You're going to miss the rest of this game, and you're going to miss the first half of the next game, which I'm sure had nothing to do with they were playing Oklahoma. If they had been playing Central Michigan, would he have been that?
No,
I get it.
By the way, you're not wrong. Of course it means a lot. That's why the next half of the next game is crucial.
It's such a big penalty. And like I said, I think it's now time. The rule has done a great job up until this point. I think players understand, coaches, everybody gets it. Do we need to have this draconian penalty associated with this when 99% of these are just kids trying to make a play? And that's
right. And again, that's the subjective. Like, was he trying to hurt the guy? Was he trying to do?
Very
was
rarely
it
is that the case.
Was it particularly malevolent on this player's part? Like, what was in his heart as he was looking to make a tackle? And I understand that you're trying to not. Certainly when we're at a level where not everyone's got the professional football ability to make a mid-athletic thought process hit you to say, I need to make sure I don't hit him the wrong way.
Sure.
To ascribe that to an 18-year-old freshman
at full speed,
right?
It's a lot,
right? Especially since we also, the way it's sometimes called in the ACC. It's not in the Big Ten, where you're seeing a targeting call that ejects my Michigan Wolverine. You see something even worse later that night in a game, in the Mountain West or ACC or the SEC, and it doesn't happen. You're like, maybe that's where you come in. It's trying to make sure it's all
that's
the
my
same
job
nationally
on the replay side, to make sure that it's administered nationally consistent standard. And one of the issues with college football from an officiating standpoint is it's not like the NFL where you have 32 clubs, they're all under one umbrella, everybody, the messaging is the same,
yes, sir.
Leadership is the same. Now you have the ACC, which has their own officiating department, and the Big Ten, which has their own officiating department. And so we do bring them together and collaborate a lot.
When?
So it's a lot of off-season. We do Zooms. I do Zooms every 2 weeks with all of the different conferences. I bring conferences together. So it's not just one Zoom for the ACC. We have a Zoom with the ACC, the SEC, the Big 12. So they're together and they can hear the same message. And we go through, it's an hour long every 2 weeks. We go through 4 or 5 plays, work through it. Here's where we need to be on this play. Forget about what happened. We're not here to be critical of what happened.
Right.
How do we adjust going forward? How do we apply a consistent standard? And that's just one of the challenges with college football, because you do have different conferences and sometimes the messaging can be different.
Who's the competition committee, though? Who's deciding, you know what, we should be able to put a flag on the ground when it's not called in real time? I mean, who do you go to basically say that's absurd to put flags on the ground through replay? The NFL doesn't do it for a specific reason. Why is college football doing it?
And that's the College Rules Committee, which is made up of coaches, administrators, ADs. And so it's a cross-section of all these different stakeholders in college football. And we go through a very similar process. I've been a part of that Rules Committee. I've been a part of the Competition Committee. You look at plays. And they end up voting. The college process is a little more layered. They've got a playing rules oversight panel that has to basically bless these rules changes. That's going away on the football side.
All right.
Which I think is a good thing. That's going away. So you don't have all these layers. You can have the rules committee go through it and ultimately decide what we're going to do in the game. And I think that's going to help.
That's gotta. I mean, because at this point, it's so inconsistent, it's so punitive, and it seems to be so arbitrary, and it makes everybody look incompetent. I'm not going to lie, man. It's a bad look. It is a bad look for when you're watching a game and you're like, that's not targeting. And then you look and see something far more egregious when you're flipping the channel, and la-di-da, nothing's happening. You know, like,
and that's the biggest challenge with officiating. It's the consistency.
Coaches can't challenge to put something on the ground,
targeting.
right?
No, they can't challenge targeting.
So if it's a change of possession that mandates something gets looked at, it's opened up for targeting.
Yeah. Every replay can look at every play.
But you can't challenge to look at targeting.
No, coaches cannot challenge.
But if it's something that's mandated to be replayed, targeting's fair game. That's stupid. Have I used the right word?
Yes, you have.
With the right inflection?
Agreed. Stupid.
Okay. Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.